Hey guys, so in this video, I wanted to go over what my training is looking like going forward after my meet. So this is going to be my Monday workout. You guys are seeing right here. So how I structure things is my Mondays are going to be my more volume, lighter squats, where I usually do 6 to 10 reps on them, about 3 sets. And then I also just do some more light bench press. So right now, what I'm doing is some nines on squat. Because this is my first week in my program, and also just because like I had like a YOLO week last week where I just like came into the gym, did what felt kind of fun. Just kind of just easing into things with this first block. I had 3 sets of nine at up to an RPE 5, which I got up to 353. Might have been a little bit under that, but basically I found that I do a lot better if I start off lighter on my blocks and have a little bit bigger jumps on the squat and on the deadlift. That's just how I've learned I pace my progression best. And just a really big important thing in any sort of week one of each program is to set yourself up with like a lot of room to travel and comfortably make progress. Then I moved on to some Larson presses. Had a 4x7 here at RPE 6. Last week I benched 5 times and I got um, 2 all-time PRs. I got 364, and then I got 369 on bench press, which were like both really big deals for me. That's something that I don't know, like it just came out of nowhere. So today I was feeling a little bit more of the fatigue, but I love Larson press because it just helps me supplement a little bit of the load so I can use less, manage that fatigue. It just helps me learn how to use my scapula a little bit more freely since I do need to have a little bit more of an active scapula, kind of moving through different end ranges like active protraction and reach attraction because of my bench grip width. So that was what I had there. Then my coach lovingly gave me a 3x20 on leg press. And I can tell you what is Tuesday, day after this, and I am like really, really sore from the nines and from the 3 sets of 20. This Elite FTS leg press that my gym has is probably one of the hardest leg presses I've ever tried. It has a lot of friction. It's a very steep incline. And like doing 20 reps is just as like, holy crap, my body just does not like that. But kind of like what I always say, do you do your job? People always are like, well, train your legs more. Your legs are small, and I do a lot more leg volume than most people do, than any of my clients do. So I'm doing my best with what I have. But squats going up, and as I can continually gain some body weight, I'm going to be able to hopefully not have stick legs. So then I moved on to 4 sets of 15 to 20 of dumbbell skull crushers. I like dumbbells on these because I can get a little more of a stretch on my tricep and also can orient my elbows a little bit more comfortably and also just is more comfortable on my wrists. So I did high reps here, like 15 to 20. And then I did about, I don't know, I got like RP like 7 to 8 for this first week. Sort of how I do my accessories, like week one is like RP 7 to 8. And then like that's my baseline for progression. So for example, if I got like a 4 by 15 with this over here, next week I'll try to get a 4 by 16, and a 4 by 17, and a 4 by 18. So a good way to like think about things on accessories, especially because they're a little bit less sensitive to that fatigue, is whatever you do on your week one, that's your baseline, and you want to basically always try to beat what you did last time on your accessories. With compound lifts, obviously some auto regulation needs to be in there, but still, like I do bias a little more towards something, unless things are like 100% just down. Like even if you're not sure, adding at least 5 pounds just tends to make sure, okay, I'm definitely not being a little pansy and still getting in the work. Then I had 4 sets of 15 to 20 of seated dumbbell ladder raises. These are hard if you're doing them right. Basically, right here, I'm just really trying to just control the eccentric and not swing and get the elbows basically as high as I can, as much in line with my shoulders. Sort of leading with the elbows. And I got a really, really good pump on these. Yeah, I'm currently sitting in like 192 to like 193 right now, really comfortably. I'm not any fatter. I'm really happy with how I'm looking. So this basically the goal between now and my next meet, which I'm planning on being in May, is to keep the same like 1 to 1.5 pounds of weight gain per month. I notice if I gain a little bit any faster than that, I tend to notice I am definitely spilling over into fat gains, and I just the whole thing with bulking as a strength athlete is you want to do it really slow because you don't want to blow out your leverages or It's just a little bit less extreme than a bodybuilding approach. This is what I found works best for me, and really how I think about it is if my training is going well, and if I'm not like overly hungry or exhausted, certain calorie intake, I'm just going to keep things there until training doesn't feel great, and having issues recovering, etc. Then I did some hanging leg raises there, and then I also did some BOSU ball crunches for abs. That was the workout there. I did three sets each. And then right here is my second day on Tuesday. I had a 3x5 up to an RPE 5 ascending sets. So I also did ascending sets on my squats. Now the reason why I like ascending sets is just because I'm better able to gauge my RPE. I have a little bit more mental focus when I'm doing them. And I also just find that like because I tend to overshoot, this keeps me a little bit honest. So I had a 3x5 up to RPE 5 on my top single for like my last warm up. Like it was like 485. It was moving like pretty slow. Felt pretty fatigued on this day, but worked my way up to 518 for 5 at like RPE 5, maybe a little bit less. But I'm both going to be pushing conventional and sumo to see which one's stronger. Basically, how I think about it in terms of like pulling sumo and conventional, if you can be just as strong at conventional, you should probably pull conventional because it's more consistent. There's less things that go wrong. Sumo is a lot more technical, and there's a lot more things that can mess up things, and you also like you can't really grind on sumo just because of how your legs are oriented. So, the best sumo that I've pulled in the gym was a 689 sumo, and then my best conventional deadlift was 672. But that was like really after like not really training that conventional that much. So, we'll see what happens, but I might be switching to conventional. Then I got 2 sets of 10 on RDLs on RPE like 5 to 6. Again, this is like week 1. A lot of these exercises are kind of new for me, so I'm just kind of just like easing into it. Higher volumes and whatnot. When I'm doing my RDLs, I just try to go down about to the floor or to where I know like I'm not going to stretch my hamstrings anymore. Like about right there is about as low as I know I can go before my lower back starts to round. And I start to get back irritation. So like deadlift volume has increased quite a bit. So I did 5 sets of basically deadlift work on that day, and I think that I've had issues with my lat in the past, but I think that as long as I'm combining my back work to the secondary day, so like this Tuesday day, and also my Saturday, so that I have a little more time to heal with my lat. Because in the past, when I was doing more of a high frequency lat training approach, that was when I had issues, especially when I was pushing conventional and sumo at the same time. But hopefully this helps out. Obviously, I'm going to auto-regulate, but after that, I did 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps on these chest support incline dumbbell rows. I love these; they're just super, super great. I don't think that barbell rows are bad exercise, but as a powerlifter, when I'm already doing so much squat and deadlift volume, axial fatigue or that spinal fatigue, especially low back, is a big limiting factor. And doing already like doing like 3 or 4 sets of like barbell rows after I already did 5 sets of deadlifting isn't probably the best stimulus to fatigue rate ratio, so I usually opt for more chest supported row variation. I also find I get a little better mind muscle connection. Then I did 4 sets of 10 to 15 again on these lat pull downs, parallel grip. On these, I really try to pull down the bar to my chest the entire time. Full range of motion, no swaying. If I notice I'm starting to sway a little bit, then I know like I'm approaching my RPE 9. So like my back training RPE might not look as like maximal as it is, but I'm doing more towards technical failure instead of like true absolute muscular failure here. It's because I notice if I do sort of go towards muscular failure, I tend to notice that I get more back issues and lat irritation. So, and also just really is like it's probably not, it's just not worth it for me. I did 4 sets of 15 to 20 on seated and dumbbell hammer curls. Again, there's higher reps right now because it's a new stimulus. Also, kind of nice just to give the joints a little bit of a break from, being in the same rep ranges consistently. And then I also did some rear delt flies with dumbbells. The main thing here is when you do them, you want to be able to feel it in your rear delts. They might look a little bit funky to an outsider, but like what mostly matters is like with how you're doing them. Are you feeling a good like connection to your rear delts? This is how I feel the best. I've also found that I respond better to higher rep ranges on my rear delts. So like 15 to 20 to like 30 reps is just what works best for me. I think rear delt work is really underrated support for having healthy shoulders. So I always do this. But yeah, these are my first 2 days of training on this new block. I'm really excited for what's to come. you guys have any questions, please ask down below. I will be filming the rest of this training week with when I do get those workouts done, explain my whole reason behind them. But hopefully you guys like this video. If you liked it, just please like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Talk to you guys in the next one.